consumers, we all. We demand things to fulfill our wants. But who will give them to us? Who will give these things to us? I want a pen, you want a notebook, you want dresses, you want watches, you want so many things. Who will give these things to us? Producers. So now we will see the same thing from the angle of producers. So that quantity which is given to us by producers, that is called another part, that is supply. Let's discuss supply now. It is just a contrast to demand. Here we are demanding, there they are fulfilling our requirement, they are producing, they are supplying. So what is supply now? Same way you can give the definition as you gave the definition of demand. Supply is also a quantity. Supply is that quantity of the commodity which the producer, for example, these are the consumers, these are the producers. These people want goods to fulfill their demand, these people want to fulfill your demand, means they want to produce. So that quantity which these people, means producers, want to sell in the market, same way at a particular price, at a particular point of time, at a particular place is called supply. So supply is that quantity, this quantity, which the sellers are ready to sell in the market at a particular price, at a particular point of time, at a particular place is called supply. It is also a quantity. Why we are mentioning all these things? That at a particular place, at a particular price, at a particular point of time, because the quantity which these people will supply for a particular good will change from place to place. Maybe at a particular place, they will at the same price, they will be ready to sell less. At some other place, at the same price, they will be ready to sell more. So we have to mention at what place we are talking. When we are talking of supply, at what place, we have to mention the name of the place. In the same way, at particular point of time we have to mention. Particular point of time means every day they are ready to sell some other quantity. When we talk of 1 week, they are ready to sell some other quantity. When we talk of 1 month, they are ready to sell some more quantity or some other quantity. When we talk of 1 year, they want to sell some other quantity. So the supply, the quantity which producers are ready to sell will change time to time. So we should mention that this quantity is related with a day, or this quantity is related with a week, or this quantity is related with a month or a year. So we should mention that also. Same way we should mention the primary thing, that is price, because at different prices the quantity will differ. If the price is less, they will be ready to sell less. If the price is more, they will be ready to sell more. Can you tell me why? At a lesser price, producers want to give us less quantity. At more price, they are very happy, they want to give us more quantity.
Profit.
Because they get more profit if the price is more generally, and if the price is less, they get less profit. So they want to sell less. Main reason is this. Otherwise there are certain other reasons are also responsible for that, but the main reason is profit. So supply is, this is very clear that supply is also a quantity which the seller is ready to sell at a particular price, at a particular point of time, at a particular place, like demand. Now, a particular seller wants to sell less of mangoes. This particular seller wants to sell more mangoes at the same price. Is it possible? Why? How it is possible? This particular seller wants to sell less, this particular seller wants to sell more. Why? Is it possible? It is possible. But how? Because
Depends upon the quality of
the quality is the same. Quality is the same.
profit.
Because the quantity which these sellers are supplying, this will differ from producer to producer, and there are so many things responsible for that quantity which they are selling. They are called factors influencing supply. There are so many things which influence their supply quantity. Let's discuss them one by one, then it will be clear why he wants to sell less, why he wants to sell more. So first of all, the first factor which influences our supply, which everybody agrees, is the price of the commodity. And everybody agrees that if the price is more, the producer want to sell more. If the price is less, they want to sell less generally. Now second factor which determines our supply is price of the related goods. Sellers, when they are selling or producing something, they see the price of the related goods also. If the price of the related good is increasing, what they do, they stop the production of this commodity. For example, there are two goods, X and Y. Earlier the price of Y was less and the price of X was more. So they would like to sell, they would like to produce, or they would like to sell which quantity? Commodity? X. Because there they are getting more profit. But now what happens, Y is also related good. In the same land, they can grow rice, they can grow wheat also. Now what happens, suppose, now X is wheat and Y is rice. Now what happens, rice ka price increases. The price of rice increases and the price of the wheat remains the same. Now what would they like to produce? Rice. They would like to produce rice because there they are getting more profit. So now what they will do is, their resources they will utilize for the production of rice. Instead of growing wheat, they will start growing what? Rice. Now what happens? Supply of wheat will reduce and supply of rice will increase. The price of wheat is still the same. X का प्राइस चेंज नहीं हुआ है, wheat का प्राइस चेंज नहीं हुआ है, फिर भी उन्होंने उसकी सप्लाई कम करनी शुरू कर दी, उसका प्रोडक्शन कम करना शुरू कर दिया. किसके कारण? Because the price of rice has increased. So now they find it more beneficial that instead of X good they should produce more what? Rice, that is Y commodity. So they have used their resources in the production of rice and they have reduced their resources in the production of X. Are you getting my point? Price is not changed for X. Wheat का price change ही नहीं हुआ है. फिर भी उन्होंने wheat को उगाना, wheat को सप्लाई करना कम कर दिया क्योंकि उनको लग रहा है कि Y का प्राइस इंक्रीज हो गया है, उसमें ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट. So they have started producing rice. So because of that the supply of wheat has reduced and supply of rice has increased. Without any fault of wheat, its supply has decreased. Are you getting my point? So because of that also sometimes it happens that the producer starts supplying its less quantity because of the price of the related good has increased. And opposite can be the case if the price of rice falls while the wheat ka price is the same. What happens? They will grow more wheat then. Opposite they will do, instead of growing rice, they will start growing more wheat. And its price is the same, still its supply will increase. So sometimes due to price also supply increases, due to price remains the same but still the price of the related good also makes a change. And due to that also they start growing it more, they start producing it more and its supply increases or decreases. Is that point clear to you? Now one more thing which influences the supply, which we can make clear with the help of these, which I have taken the example, goals of the producers. Goals of the producer. See, these two were producing the same thing. Price is still the same, but he has started supplying less and he is still supplying more. Is it possible? Price is the same for both of them. They are supplying the same commodity. Price is the same in the market, but he has started supplying less, and he is supplying more or the same quantity. Why? Because of the goals. उसको ऐसा लगने लगा है कि यार इसमें कुछ खास प्रॉफिट नहीं है, इसमें मेरे को नहीं उगाना, इसको मेरे को नहीं बनाना, मैं किसी और चीज़ में अपने रिसोर्सेज को लेके जाता हूँ, किसी और चीज़ में लगाऊंगा। इसका गोल था प्रॉफिट कमाना। इसको लगता है कि प्राइस सूटेबल नहीं है, प्रॉफिट बहुत कम हो रहा है, इसलिए इसने इसको बनाना बंद कर दिया और अपने रिसोर्सेज को कहीं और ले गया, किसी और चीज़ को बनाने में लगाने लगा। जबकि इसको ऐसा लगता है कि सोसाइटी में प्रॉफिट कमाना इज़ नॉट सो इम्पॉर्टेंट, सोशल वेलफेयर या सोशल सर्विस इज ऑल्सो वेरी इम्पॉर्टेंट। तो इसको कम प्राइस लग रहा है, he finds the price low, but still he is supplying lot more or greater quantity because his goal is not to earn profit, his goal is social welfare. Government does the same thing. In our society, for government production, government gets less price, less profit. Still government keeps supplying it. Why? Because government's goal is not to earn profit. Government's purpose is social welfare. While private producers are like him. Private producers are like him, they want more profit. If they find this business is not very profitable, price is not suitable, yeah, he is getting less profit, they will immediately quit, they will take their resources to some other production. So it depends upon the goals of the producers also. One person's goal was to earn profit, so if the price is less or he doesn't find the price more profitable, he can quit, he can reduce the production. Other producer, he can still maintain the same production, he can still supply more, or he can increase the quantity also, because his purpose is not to earn profit, his purpose is the social welfare. So at lesser price also he can supply more. At lesser price he will supply less because his purpose is something else. Are you getting my point? So sometimes the goals of the producers also determines one more thing that is also equally important, that is technology. Yeah, state of technology, the technique of production. Our production, our supply does not depend only the price of the commodity or the price of the related goods or the goals of the producers. It depends upon technology also. If we are in the primitive state of technology, we are using old technology, labor intensive technique, then what happens? We can produce less. Though the price may be more, but still supply will be less because the technology is old. So at old technology, the supply will be less. But if we are using new technology, maybe the price is less, but companies are producing so much stuff that the supply is more. So if we are using new technology, advanced technology, supply will be more. That's what is happening. Earlier, we were producing less. Why? Because we were using labor intensive technology. Capital was less in the production and we could produce less quantity. So because of the old technology, the supply was less. हमारी कंट्री में वीट की कमी पड़ी रहती थी, राइस की कमी पड़ी रहती थी, ऑयल्स की कमी, एडिबल ऑयल्स की कमी पड़ी रहती थी, हर चीज़ की कमी पड़ी रहती थी. नाउ वी आर यूजिंग न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी एंड द रिजल्ट इज वी गेट एम्पल ऑफ एवरीथिंग. हमारे पास अब सब चीज़ें हैं और हम बहुत कम चीज़ें इम्पोर्ट करते हैं क्योंकि हमारे पास वीट भी सफिशिएंट प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, राइस भी सफिशिएंट प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, कपड़े भी सफिशिएंट प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. सब चीज़ों के लिए हमारे पास अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी है. तो बिल्कुल टेक्नोलॉजी का इफेक्ट हमारे प्रोडक्शन के ऊपर, हमारी सप्लाई के ऊपर डायरेक्ट दिखाई देता है. अगर टेक्नोलॉजी अच्छी है तो क्या होगा? प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा होगा, सप्लाई ज़्यादा होगी. और अगर टेक्नोलॉजी पुरानी है तो प्रोडक्शन कम होगा, सप्लाई कम होगी. सो डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप. वन मोर थिंग, दैट इज गवर्नमेंट्स पॉलिसी या टैक्सेशन. Supply of the commodity depends upon government's policy also. जिन चीज़ों को गवर्नमेंट चाहती है कि इनका सप्लाई ज़्यादा हो, प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा हो, गवर्नमेंट वैसी पॉलिसी बना लेती है. और जिन चीज़ों को चाहती है कि इनको डिस्करेज किया जाए, उनसे रिलेटेड वैसी पॉलिसी बना देती है और उनकी सप्लाई कम हो जाती है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, गवर्नमेंट चाहती है कि हमारे यहाँ कंप्यूटर का प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा हो, तो गवर्नमेंट क्या करेगी? वैसी पॉलिसी बना देगी कि जो भी कंप्यूटर बनाने वाली फैक्ट्रीज हैं उनको टैक्स फ्री कर देगी कि आपके ऊपर कोई टैक्स नहीं लगेगा, या डिफरेंट टैक्स रिबेट्स दी जाएंगी, डिफरेंट सब्सिडीज दी जाएंगी, सो दैट दे कैन प्रोड्यूस मोर। और कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जिनको गवर्नमेंट डिस्करेज करना चाहती है, जिनकी सप्लाई को श्रिंक करना चाहती है, उनके ऊपर तरह तरह के टैक्स लगा देंगी। तो क्या होगा, उनकी सप्लाई ऑटोमेटिकली कम हो जाएगी, क्योंकि प्रोड्यूसर्स को उनको बनाने में फ़ायदा नहीं होगा, क्योंकि टैक्स लगाने के कारण उनका प्राइस बढ़ जाएगा, प्राइस बढ़ने पर उनके प्रॉफिट्स कम हो जाएंगे, तो वो दे विल लाइक टू प्रोड्यूस इट लेस। फॉर एग्जाम्पल लिकर, सिगरेट्स, इस तरह की जो चीज़ें हैं जो हार्मफुल हैं, उनको गवर्नमेंट कैसे डिस्करेज करती है, टैक्सेशन पॉलिसी के थ्रू ही, कि जिनको कम कराना चाहती है उनके ऊपर टैक्स लगा देती है, अपनी पॉलिसी ऐसी बना देती है जिससे उनका प्रोडक्शन कम हो जाता है, और बिकॉज ऑफ दैट द सप्लाई इंक्रीजेस। सो गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी इज ऑल्सो रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द सप्लाई, या दिस ऑल्सो इन्फ्लुएंसेस द सप्लाई ऑफ द कमोडिटी। One more thing which influences the supply in the market, that is price of the factors of production. What are the factors of production? Inputs. What are those? Land, labor, capital and enterprise. These are the 4 factors of production used for anything, whether native or aeroplane. These are 4 factors of production used for production. Now, the supply of a commodity depends upon the price of the factors of production also. If in any commodity we are using such factors, for which the prices are increasing very fast. If the prices are increasing very fast, what happens? Cost increases. Cost increase होती है तो क्या होगा कि प्राइस और कॉस्ट के बीच में डिफरेंस कम होता चला जाता है. प्राइस इज नॉट इंक्रीजिंग वेरी फास्ट, फैक्टर्स का प्रोडक्शन, जो फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन उनका प्राइस बढ़ता जा रहा है, तो क्या होगा? कॉस्ट बढ़ती चली जा रही है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हमने कोई ऐसी चीज़ प्रोड्यूस कर रखी है जिसके लेबरर बहुत ज़्यादा वेजेस मांगते हैं, जिसके लिए स्पेशल कैपिटल की ज़रूरत है, जिसके लिए ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट देना पड़ेगा, जिसके लिए एंटरप्रेन्योर ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट लेना चाहते हैं क्योंकि बिजनेस इज़ वेरी रिस्की. तो फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन ऐसे यूज़ हो रहे हैं जिनका कि प्राइस बहुत बढ़ रहा है. तो प्राइस ऑफ द फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन इज कॉल्ड कॉस्ट ऑल्सो. तो जब वो उनके प्राइसेस बढ़ते जा रहे हैं तो कॉस्ट बढ़ती जा रही है. एक एक यूनिट के ऊपर ज़्यादा लेबर देनी पड़ रही है, वेजेस देनी पड़ रही है, ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट देना पड़ रहा है, ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट मांग रहा है प्रोड्यूसर, ज़्यादा रेंट देना पड़ रहा है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली एक एक यूनिट बनाने की कॉस्ट बढ़ गई. When the cost is increasing, price is the same. Suppose what happens? The difference between price and the cost is the profit of the producer. Profit उसका कम हो गया. जब उसका profit कम हो गया तो he would like to produce more or he would like to produce less. तो उसकी सप्लाई कम हो जाएगी. लेकिन जिन चीज़ों में ऐसे फैक्टर्स यूज हो रहे हैं जिनकी की प्राइस और कम होती जा रही है या प्राइसेस नहीं बढ़ रही, तो क्या होगा? They are earning more profit and they would like to produce them more. So supply not only depends upon the cost of the production, it depends upon does not depend only the price of the commodity. It depends upon so many other factors. These are the factors which influence the supply of the commodity. If we show it with the help of equation, it becomes supply function. What is supply function? If we want to show it here, supply function, supply of X commodity. Supply of X commodity will depend upon Px, then Po, then goals, then T technology, then government's policy, GP आपको टैक्स भी कह सकते हैं, and then price of the factors of production. Price of the factor. So it depends upon so many things. The supply depends upon so many things. Now, if we see and we verify the effect of them, again we will come to the old story, like law of supply, the law of demand will come here also, at law of supply. So if we keep other factors constant and only the price of the commodity is changing, so what will be the effect on supply? That is called law of supply. If the price of the commodity changes, while other factors of supply remain the same, so the supply will change. If the price increases, supply also increases. If the price decreases, supply also decreases. This was not the case with demand. In demand, what was happening? There was inverse relationship. There was inverse relationship. There, what was happening? If the price was increasing, demand was increasing. Here, if the price is increasing, supply is also rising. If the price is falling, supply is also falling. So, law of supply is opposite to the law of demand. In law of demand, there was inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. While here, there is direct relationship. If price increases, supply increases. Price falls, supply. So that way we can show the relationship between price of the commodity and supply of the commodity, and this is known as law of supply. Let's discuss law of supply. Let's do the quick discussion of this law of supply. What is law of supply? If the other factors remain the same and the price increases, the supply also rises.